This white woman right here is claiming that she was one of the last people who saw Nolan. And when she saw Nolan, he was involved in an altercation with somebody who, in her words, is going to go to jail based on what she witnessed.
Is that right?
Now, somehow, some way, and a lot of you guys probably already suspect this, somehow, some way, Officer Tatum is involved somewhere in this equation.
We already know.
In which you will find out at some point.
If you've been tuned into the TYP Cam show lately, then you already know where we stand with this situation. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing is sketchy. They in cahoots. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple.
Involved somewhere in this equation, in which you will find out at some point in this video. But here is what she has to say. Now, her page is on private, so we only have people reading what she said on her page. So this is what she had to say in terms of, the last sighting of Nolan. Now, apparently, she didn't just see Nolan by herself. It was her and her husband who witnessed this.
I have not spoken publicly about this before, but I witnessed an altercation involving Nolan Wells from a boat nearby. What I saw has stayed with me, and I believe it's important information. I have provided or intend to provide my account to the appropriate investigators because Nolan's family deserves the truth. Out of respect for the ongoing investigation, I won't speculate beyond what I personally observed. While I was on the boat near the area, I witnessed an altercation involving Nolan Wells and several other individuals. I saw what appeared to be an argument that escalated after there was a dispute involving Nolan's phone. I heard Nolan yelling for his phone to be returned. The argument continued after the group reached shore, and I observed a physical fight involving Nolan and multiple people. I also observed a young woman telling them to stop.
Ooh, he stole somebody's girl or something, bro. You know what I'm saying? They hating. It's something with that phone. See, it's a reason why the phone made it and he allegedly didn't make it back. You know what I'm saying? They wanted that phone from him. You know, he was either talking to Shorty, that's somebody's Shorty or something. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you get a life. Get the fuck out the chat with your bum ass nigga. You the one watching me, fuck nigga. Get out the chat. And you get a life. You watching me, nigga. I got a life. You watching it.
And multiple people. I also observed a young woman telling them to stop. At that point, I left the area because the situation had appeared to be getting worse. I did not remain long enough to witness what happened afterward. Everything beyond what I personally observed would be speculation, so I cannot honestly say what occurred after I left.
This adds up though with what other people are saying though. You know, this is not the first time I've heard them say there was an altercation. You know what I'm saying? This isn't the first time.
Then she said she messaged one of the individuals that she saw, hey, I just want to say I was a passenger on another boat and I saw the argument between you guys and we'll go to the police with this information. I also have video footage. My husband doesn't show much, but it shows the argument that was.
So let me see this right quick. $125,000 reward. So y'all think he just drowned by accident. And there's $125,000 to Jackson County Sheriff's Department tip line. Yeah, y'all made that shit up. You niggas are delusional. You racist folks, y'all gotta give it up. You got to give it up. $125,000 reward. If you tell on the nigga that killed Nolan Wells. That's tough.
My husband doesn't show much, but it shows the argument that was taken and how you guys were upset at Nolan because of the young lady.
I don't know if they ever turned over the videos that they have to the police. I don't know if they ever gave a statement to the police.
They got it.
But that post is being read directly from their TikTok by Secret Service in. And the reason why we don't know if they've ever turned
The tip line is from Crump's team. So why the fuck does it say Jackson County Sheriff's Department? 2228. Let's Google this number, huh? The information is right on the screen. You know what I'm saying? You might want to go to Twitch for the full screen. You know what I'm saying? You only getting the vertical on the YouTube. Let's Google this phone number, huh? 228 769 228 769 3063 3063. Let's see what pops up. Jackson County, Mississippi. Yeah. It's corrupt though. It's corrupt though. It's a corrupt tip line though. Right here on Google though. Yeah. Get on. Get on somewhere. Get on.
Information. I also have video footage. My husband doesn't show much, but it shows the argument that was taken and how you guys were upset at Nolan because of the young lady.
I don't know if they ever turned over the videos that they have to the police. I don't know if they ever gave a statement to the police, but that post is being read directly from their TikTok by Secret Service in. And the reason why we don't know if they've ever turned over information, if they ever spoke to the police, if the police have ever followed up on this, because the DA and the prosecutors don't speak to you unless you are an attorney for one of the boys. Okay? All right. Even the family can't get information from out these people, but somehow Bart attorney had all the information in regards to Nolan Wells' autopsy before the parents had it and Chris Cuomo had it. Like ain't that odd? These information is supposed to be secret and sealed, but somehow these folks have all the information before anybody else do, but they quote unquote ain't speaking, right? Cool. So we don't know. But what I can say is be very careful, okay, about somebody's initial reaction to this. If somebody's initial reaction to this is what you're about to hear, they're very sus, right? They are very, very sketchy, okay? Now, after you hear this, there's another factor that gets really deeper. Officer Tatum and his reaction to this tells me everything I need to know about this. Tatum's reaction to this should tell us everything we need to know about this, but we'll get there towards the end of this video.
Formerly in the public defender's office, they try a ton of cases. Philip, first of all, has she turned it into police? She said she was. If she hasn't, I give her no credibility at all. Look,
Facts.
I want this to be true. Why? Because I want the video. I want to see the timestamp on the video. I want to see, was he still on Horn Island at 4:30 when his acquaintances on the Triton boat?
I'm telling you right now, bro, the police got information. Now, it just goes on if they gon' do the right thing or the wrong thing. They know what the hell happened. They know what happened. They got all the information. I'm telling you.
Left? I want that.
I think this is an agenda to push divide and conquer amongst the people, black or white, black versus white. You know what I'm saying? And so like they're holding off, you know what I'm saying, to stir up chaos amongst the civilians. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what's really going on with it. Cause they got everybody's phone. You don't think this is a murder? This man has died and still undetermined. Did we just seen the Jackson County, Mississippi? They got a tip line, $125,000. You don't think they just seized everybody's phone by now? You just because they came out and said it, you don't think they did it? You don't think it's in works at least? Like, come on now, it's common sense, bro. They gonna figure out what happened. We already done seen a screenshot of the boat docks. You know what I'm saying? Of the surveillance footage. So they got the footage. They just don't be releasing this. They know how Tyler Robinson did what he did to Charlie Kirk. They still ain't released none of that shit. They know what he did though. They know how he did it though. They ain't gonna release it though. It's strategic. There's content, it's money in this shit. That's why Brandon Tatum and Carl Cox is collabing on the verdict. Alcohol drink though. Get the fuck out my face.
Philip, first of all, has she turned it into police? She said she was. If she hasn't, I give her no credibility at all. Look, I want this to be true. Why? Because I want the video. I want to see the timestamp on the video. I want to see, was he still on Horn Island at 4:30 when his acquaintances on the Triton boat left? I want that video. And if she hasn't brought this forward to LE, law enforcement, then it means nothing to me. I mean, if I know a young man turns up dead in the water, and I know there's a controversy surrounding this, I mean, we know she knows that because she's gone online and posted it, then why not hand it over to police?
Agreed. And it should go to the grand jury for part of their investigation. But I got to tell you, if I were cross-examining her, should this even go to trial, the first question I'd ask her on that 4th of July, what she had been drinking. Before that video got activated, everybody would want to
Please,
what
put him up.
drinking and smoking. You know how many people were partying
Okay, man.
now?
Have you lost your mind?
When I tell y'all we're in this fight by ourselves, we're in this fight by
Was she about to get on his ass? Because I feel like she... What is he saying?
Have you lost your mind?
When I tell y'all we're in this fight by ourselves, we're in this fight by ourselves, bruh. None of these people want to see justice. None of them. When it comes to this situation, in this case specific,
Okay, you don't get what I'm saying when I said they're still using it as an agenda. See, you said Charlie Kirk was assassinated by the government, correct? Nolan Wells was killed by white folks, correct? They use real and orchestrated scenarios, bro. Charlie Kirk is an orchestrated fake scenario. It's real. You know what I'm saying? The nigga really died. But it was all planned out. This was something that happened in real life. And now they done got their hands in it. And that's why I said they're using it as a divide and conquer to make it a black versus white thing. Because they know naturally that's what it's going to be, so they going to push it and blow it up. You know how many times this happens? You know what I'm saying? And we never hear about it.
none of them. When it comes to this situation, in this case specifically this case, these people act like they don't have common sense. These people all of a sudden lose all rationality. They lose all common sense. This man, right, who is an actual attorney, is hearing a woman say, yo, I seen Nolan Wells have an altercation with somebody shortly before his disappearance. And he says, well, was she drunk? Was she drinking? Excuse me? How? What?
Right. What? That first question, what was she drinking? Does it matter? You know what I'm saying? Like, alcohol is definitely, they don't call it spirits for no reason. They definitely do possess you. But a little drinking ain't gon' that's disrespectful. And look, we got the white lady pushing hard for the answers. And then you got the white man over here trying to deflect. That shit's nasty work, bro. Yeah, what was she drinking? First question I would ask her is, what was she drinking? Like, bro, what?
Now,
what are you saying?
Yo, shout out to Nancy Grace, because Nancy Grace shut this conversation.
Yeah, the video she took is really real, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she really remembers, like, if she really has a video, possibly. You know what I'm saying? If she ain't turned it in. What I think is, though, that is sketchy. Because why she wait this long knowing this case was this jumping, right? You know, why she wait this long? And did she turn in the video or not after saying something? Because if she didn't, then you waited this long, said something, finally said something, and you still ain't turned in the video? You're not credible. You're not credible. We appreciate it, but that's we ain't trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? That's fucked. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, shout out to Nancy Grace, because Nancy Grace she shut this conversation down shortly after this. Like, she shut this conversation down. She said, I'm good, bro. Like, you straight, like, you could go. And she redirected her focus to Tatum. Now, what Tatum had to say about this was the most interesting. What Tatum had to say about this left me floored, left my mouth, my jaw, everything on the floor. I couldn't believe what I was hearing Tatum say.
Consistent with
Brandon
the
Tatum is joining us. So after all that, all you have to say is, was she drinking? That's your takeaway from that?
Look at him smiling.
Joining me is Brandon Tatum, former police officer, Tucson, now star of The Officer Tatum on YouTube, who famously has interviewed the acquaintances who all say they had nothing to do with it. Let's just put that out there. He's interviewed them extensively. I want to talk about not what you want to talk about, Brandon Tatum, which is they had nothing to do with this, because I met them and I believe them. So
Look at him just cheesing, bro.
noted. Can we talk about a potential witness to an altercation? And she seems to suggest it was over Katie. Why? Don't know what the altercation was. Maybe it was, hey, leave her alone and get on the boat.
Bro was definitely texting somebody. That bro was texting dude shorty. That's somebody shorty. Whoever the fuck Katie is, that was dude liked her and she didn't like him and she was fucking with Nolan. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what happens. That's what happens. And I guarantee you it was an accident. I guarantee you when they killed him, it was an accident. You know what I'm saying? Or they didn't think they would actually kill him. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. Oh, but they did it. Was it an accident? Probably so, yeah. Did y'all take it too far? Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can't take your L. And then they gang up on him because he's the only black guy. That's what happens, bro.
Or leave her alone. She's my girlfriend. Or it could be anything. But if there is a witness placing Nolan seemingly in the water, I can't tell that, but having an argument with another person, a partier at Horn Island, that is significant. It could prove or disprove your friend's timeline.
Well, Nancy, I think that it's a big obstacle to climb here because I've never heard of this altercation whatsoever. No.
Tatum, what? Tatum, hell ain't hot enough for you, bro. Hell ain't hot enough for you, bro. You've never heard about this altercation before, Tatum?
Yeah, he lying. Cause that ain't the first time I heard that. That ain't the first time I heard that. That's actually like from day one. You know what I'm saying?
You mean wait, hold on.
Yeah, what was she drinking?
Tatum. No, I didn't hear that right. Play that. Nah. He didn't say that.
Your friend's timeline.
Well, Nancy, I think that it's a big obstacle to climb here because I've never heard of this altercation whatsoever. Nobody that I've talked to have alluded that this altercation was real.
These people lie so much they can't even keep up with their own lies anymore. They tell so
That's
many
just
lies
not
they
even
can't keep
true.
up anymore. But I fear this lie that Tatum is currently telling is the most nefarious lie of them all. I fear there's some truth to what we just heard. And Tatum is trying to cover up.
You want this to be a murder because of the Carmelo case. Nobody is taking. That's what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? That's what y'all do. Oh, the black guy killed the white girl on the train. What other scenario? That's what y'all do. We don't do that. Nah. It's a whole another scenario. It ain't we don't want them to get caught because Carmelo Anthony got locked up. Like nobody said, who said that? You just put that in the air, nigga. You putting words in people's mouths that didn't even come out their mouth. Didn't even come in their mind. You know what I'm saying? Oh, because Carmelo Anthony got locked up, we want to see Nolan Wells killers get locked up. What? Nigga, we want what's right. It was wrong is what they did to Carmelo. He shouldn't have got no first degree murder for that. Should he just walked away? Probably not. Who knows? I wasn't there. But it ain't first degree murder.
To what we just heard. And Tatum is trying to
Nobody said the white girl didn't kill the black guy didn't kill the girl on the train, bro. Nobody said he didn't kill her. You see, y'all not smart enough to understand what I'm saying, bro.
cover up for it. And here's why. You see, Tatum told Nancy Grace after he heard the story that he never heard about this altercation. Nobody he had any contact with has ever mentioned this altercation before. But this was Tatum approximately 3 weeks ago on his channel talking about this very same altercation. Isn't this you, Tatum?
I received.
And then let the fact come out that this is what they're gonna do to Nolan Wells. Let the facts come out that Nolan Wells stole his girl. They're gonna say, "Oh, look at black people. Just look at him. If he wasn't a black guy stealing dudes' girls and stuff, he wouldn't have gotten killed." Like, that's the type of shit y'all gonna say. Nolan Wells, whatever. He started the altercation or whatever, and then y'all gonna make it his fault why he died. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, they locked up though. That's what people gonna do.
A DM from someone DMing another person. Now I'm trying to leave these names out because I want to not mess this investigation up. I think law enforcement already have this.
Oh yeah, I already know Poetic Flacco on that grifter time. I already know.
That alluded to the fact that, and I messaged this person because I want to talk directly to the person that I saw the DM from. And we haven't talked to this person yet. But the person said in the DM to another kid that is associated, not any of the kids that I interviewed to talk to, but that could be associated to some degree, that knew Nolan, that this person wrote a message saying, "Me and my husband saw you arguing with Nolan, and to the effect of you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison." Now, the person did not say they saw a physical altercation. The person did not say what time they saw Nolan and this other person getting into an argument. Now, this is after Warren, their boat left. This may be somewhere around a little bit before 6. What I'm thinking at this point, with all that has been said, is that somebody knows exactly what happened to Nolan, or they saw him right before he died. I am not convinced that Nolan was just out there and drowned.
Tatum was so convinced by that DM that Nolan had an altercation back and forth with somebody that he even went out on a limb to say he believed that somebody knows what happened to Nolan, somebody watched Nolan die, and he don't believe that Nolan drowned. Now, all of a sudden...
This is very just confusing. It just confuses the viewer. I'm the viewer, you're the viewer. We watch this shit together. This is a react. We are watching this shit together. You know what I'm saying? Me and you and me. We watching this together right now. I'm confused. Brandon Tatum is just damage. He's just getting paid to just talk and just create damage control. That's all he does, man. I done gave Flacco too many passes when all he doing lately is lying. Nah, I don't think this. He on his grifter timing for sure, bro. But it would. At the end of the day, if it's real, it's real though. If I'm gonna call out when a nigga doing some foo-foo shit. I do that all the time. You know what I'm saying? So
After Tatum became buddies with the boys' lawyers, after the boy lawyers started to promote Tatum's bourbon and his liquor in all of their interviews, after they essentially got a partnership with Tatum, now all of a sudden Tatum don't remember ever hearing about this altercation, but that ain't the only lie Tatum got caught in. No. In the
see, that's the problem. Reliable sources is so-called reliable sources is a problem because them same reliable sources be lying to you. You know what I'm saying? Go turn on the news and watch the Nolan Wells case. I guarantee you it's gonna be completely different than what we talking about by design. You know what I'm saying?
last 24 hours, it got exposed. Damn near all of Officer Tatum, quote unquote, sources were all lies. He either made it up himself or he's lying about everything he once knew because he realized those things now implicate his friends and his homies. Allegedly, I don't know. Okay. So that man just explained the exact altercation that person is describing. Nancy Grace asked him about the same altercation he already talked about 3 weeks ago. Now, all of a sudden, he has no idea what's going on. He never heard of it. This man needs to be investigated, bro. Tatum needs to be investigated. They need to bring Tatum to the altar, bro. Because you can't keep getting away with this.
And also Katie, whom I saw her text messages, she didn't even say this altercation occurred. What I will say is that if I was an investigator in this investigation, I want to hear that. I want to be able to compare that information to other things that we may have or other witness statements. But I don't think it's significant because it doesn't show if Nolan Wells was actually killed in that altercation. She's claiming that there was an altercation between him arguing with somebody else. There was a potential fight, but that doesn't get me to how did he drown? How did he get in the water and how did he not?
Why are they saying he drowned, bro? That is not what the autopsy shows. It's still undetermined. He didn't drown. he did not drown. If he was in the water, that doesn't mean he drowned. That doesn't mean he drowned.
Recover and come home to his family. So I would take that into consideration. I would compare that to the other
Oh, we have a Brandon Tatum in the chat. Big Joe number 4. Bro said he's 38 and he's black. This is probably cap. This is probably actually a white guy saying this shit. Social media giving y'all brain rots. Right, what 38-year-old? If a 38-year-old is saying the word brain rot, bro, that tells me everything I need to know about you. You've never witnessed racism in your life, though. Is that right? Yeah, let's get him up out of here, man. Let's get him out of here.
interviews that I've done, but
What
I don't
the
think
autopsy say? The autopsy is undetermined. It's literally undetermined. In the state or the city, the police, I was reading online, they can't release their autopsy until trial. So that's why we had to go off the independent autopsies. The independent autopsy showed red discoloration, you know.
it's significant whatsoever. However, I would be incredibly skeptical because there's no other statements that I've heard from anybody that comes even close to an altercation with Nolan Wells and others.
Here goes someone. Look, and this is proof. Notice how when I said this actually a white guy, he hasn't even commented again. Oh, there he goes. He's out now. There he goes. He finally commented. He said he called me a buster and now he's out. Yeah, because I exposed that. He's actually a white guy saying that shit. 38 years old, he says the word brain rot though. That tells me everything I need to know about you, bro. I could picture your player build without even seeing you. Plate cleaner, Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying?
It's over a girl.
Number one, he's dead shortly after an alleged altercation with another male. We think over a woman. See, in my world, I put together both circumstantial and direct evidence. Direct evidence would be, for instance, DNA or a fingerprint. Circumstantial evidence is the timing of the alleged altercation and his death. Right?
Nancy,
So
but
it's
Nancy,
hard for me
it
to
doesn't.
believe that there's some kind of altercation on Horn Island just before he dies and they were
But
not
Nancy,
connected. That's hard for me
she's
to
not.
believe that.
Well, Nancy, she's not saying he lost the fight. She's not saying that he got beat up. If you look at the autopsy, there's no clear signs of blunt
She didn't say, she doesn't know what happened because she didn't stay.
force trauma to his face or any of the vital areas that could kill him. So it doesn't appear that there's any indication that he lost a fight, that there was enough trauma in this particular.
You
Yeah, look, there's that red discoloration on the back of his head, though. Let me see.
There's any indication that he lost a fight.
I don't know if y'all gonna be able to see that on the full screen or on the vertical stream, but go to Twitch if you want the full screen horizontal. You can see it on there for sure. But red discoloration on the back of his head, and this is the Ben Crump autopsy. You know what I'm saying? Independent autopsy. You know, we couldn't get that information. Right? They said it was no foul play, right? But it took the independent autopsy to find this though.
Fight, that there was enough trauma in this particular.
you see how Tatum has went from. Do you see how Tatum has went from? Hey, I was told this, and I'll be real, man. Hey, bro, like they're credible, and listen, man. I now believe. I don't think he just drowned. I think somebody watched him die. Then shouldn't you still have that exact same thing? It's only been 3 weeks. Shouldn't you still think the exact same thing? Shouldn't you still believe what you said 3 weeks ago, which is, again, Tatum's exact word was, even if they didn't get into a physical altercation, I still believe somebody seen what happened, somebody watched Nolan die, somebody knows what happens.
That's facts. They hit the back of his head and dumped the body out the boat. Something of the line, bro. It's something of the line.
Then wouldn't this person be crucial and pivotal in figuring that out? Why is Tatum all of a sudden going against and attacking the very same information and evidence that he broke? Tatum was the first one to release this information 3 weeks ago. But now he's going against it. Now he's fighting against it. Now he's doing everything in his power to try to underplay it. Why? That's interesting. The only thing I could point to is, man, them boys got Verdict Bourbon in a background. When they do interviews now, they promoting your bourbon for you. So now all of a sudden,
yeah, they maximizing profits.
You don't want to concede an inch that could, make people look bad. That's odd, Tatum. That's very odd. Very odd here.
So do they think if she was sipping on some bourbon, you know what I'm saying, she would have been more in her headspace, in a better headspace to know what's actually going on? The first question I ask is what does she have to drink? Why you just assuming she has something to drink, bro? You know what I'm saying? So if she was to drink the bourbon, right? The Verdict Bourbon, right? She would have been good off though. What if that's what she had to drink though? What if that's what she actually had to drink though? Because Brandon Tatum got strong ties to Mississippi. He got strong ties to Mississippi. Especially down there, a little old town, wherever the fuck they from. Yeah, he got strong tie down there. So she was sipping on that verdict.
That's odd, Tatum. That's very odd. Very odd here. See, this is not the only lie Tatum got caught up in. Y'all remember when Tatum came on his channel and he claimed that a source that was very credible, a source that's been 150% accurate, they told him that Nolan was on coke on the island. Y'all remember? I'm sure you guys do. Y'all remember that? Well, guess what? This was also a lie.
But what I was told, and you guys, please take in consideration that it's reliable sources.
Look, and that goes back to that shit I was saying. Like, they gonna try to make it his fault in some way. So what, the nigga? So if he did cocaine and got into a fight, so what? Somebody killed that nigga still. You know what I'm saying? If he smoked a little weed, was a little drunk, crossfaded, so what?
However, the only way to prove the truth in this is if I see it with my own eyes, if the law enforcement have the investigation of this, and also when the toxicology results come out. But people are messaging me and telling me that there is heavy drinking and there's cocaine involved. And there's a particular person.
I don't know about the cocaine, bro. I don't know about the cocaine, bro. People that do cocaine, that's a very like small percentage of people, bro. That shit don't just be going around like that. There's a chance it could, bro, but that shit don't just be going around. Not in no small towns like that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Whom I know this person's name. I'm not
To where Nolan Wells gonna be sniffing some cocaine. Nah, I don't think.
going to disclose it. I'm going to go to the police first, and then I will disclose it if it doesn't interfere in the investigation. But this person allegedly was offering people cocaine, and someone close to Nolan, one of his friends, told me that this person was offered cocaine and rejected it from this person. And I was also told, and this person told me that it's over 100% chance that Nolan was using cocaine during this period of time.
100% chance, right?
This person,
Could they take a drug test? I'm sure they could. You could take a drug test on a dead body, right? Like if it's fresh enough. Did that test come back and actually prove that? Someone in the chat said there was no cocaine in the system.
said
Which I
it
actually
was
think I googled that shit. We can do it right now. Was Nolan Wells on cocaine? AI mode. It has not officially been confirmed whether Nolan Wells used cocaine. While the commentator Brandon Tatum, an anonymous witness account, bro, this look how it just jumps to Brandon Tatum. Come on. The official autopsy reports from the Mississippi State Medical Officer are still pending. That's why I said Mississippi State Medical Examiner Office autopsy. That shit is still pending until trial. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't even get that shit. But that nigga went on no cocaine. Brandon Tatum is out here sent to do damage control. He gets paid a salary to do damage control, bro. That's his fucking job.
150% sure that when the toxicology comes back, that Nolan will have cocaine in his system. Now,
150% if the toxicology come back, Nolan will have coke in his system. Now, here's the thing. Tatum said he was going to go to the police. We haven't heard any update on Tatum telling the
They've already done it. They've already done the autopsy. Mississippi State cannot release it until trial.
police this information. So Tatum potentially knew of a potential drug dealer who could have given Nolan drugs that could have contributed to his death, and Tatum never went to the police, never told him anything. All right. And again, according to him, his source is the most reliable. Bro, he was damn near saying this is true. Like, yo, but once you reiterate, oh, this source have never told me bad information. This source have been accurate 1,000%. They've told me 150% Nolan gonna have coke in his system. Well, according to Nancy Grace and other experts, the toxicology is apparently back. And you know what's not in his system? Apparently, coke is not in Nolan Wells' system.
Oh, is that right?
Right. So
somebody in the chat said nigga was on coke, couldn't swim. Oh my god. Y'all people just are delusional, bro. Y'all refuse to even hear the truth. Like, see where it's coming from. Take it into consideration. You are not considerate of nothing.
Tatum's quote unquote expert was lying.
Like niggas is in this bitch saying I sold him fentanyl. like these people, man.
Tatum was lying. So now I can distinguish between what has Tatum ever said about this case that's the truth.
I know they're saying they're done with the autopsy and that it's complete, which means the gross findings in the autopsy room, the tox, the histology, that means that that autopsy report is complete. They just hadn't released their findings yet.
And speaking of that, Joe Scott Morgan,
I don't think they can release it till trial, y'all.
I've heard the same, that the autopsy is complete.
Yeah.
There are reports that there is no cocaine in Nolan's system. That's uncorroborated reports,
So this is
Okay.
confirmed.
but a good source. No cocaine in the system.
Yeah.
Joe Scott, when the body has been in the elements, such as the water, for that long, how can I confirm if he had been drinking or not?
Oh, you can still pull a BA.
Bro, how long was he he wasn't missing that long before they found him, before they went to Horn Island in July 4th. What, his body got found within 3 days, a week? You know, like, oh, not even, like, come on. Let's Google that, bro. How long was Nolan Wells missing before he was found? For 2 days. 2 days. So come on, bro.
Blood alcohol or blood ethanol level, as it's referred to. And again, Nancy, we're not talking about someone that has been down for weeks and weeks.
Tatum is now pretending like he never heard about the altercation and he never heard of her, anything about it. And then we found out that Tatum's source that apparently gave him information that was 150% correct was actually wrong. All right. And Nolan was not on
That's
coke.
nasty work.
Y'all let me know in the comment section, man, what y'all think about this, bro.
That's nasty work, bro. If you can't see it, bro, just like half the people in the chat, the other half, y'all got the eyes to see and the ears to hear. The other half don't. You're fucked. You know what I'm saying? It's clear as day what's going on here, bro. It's clear as day. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't gotta be black to see it. You know what I'm saying? That ain't got nothing to do with it. Cause clearly Nancy Grace, or whatever the hell her name is, on that ass. And she should be. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, y'all let me know what y'all think though, bro. We on the road to 1 million. If you ain't hit that like button, subscribe button, and turned on all notifications, slap the dog shit about yourself. Cause that's first thing you should have did when you clicked on this video. I get at y'all in the next one, and I'm gone. TYP the name.